The series that I've been waiting for weeks, X-Men 97, is finally out. And can I just say this is definitely their best project since Infinity War and Endgame. I apologize to anyone who has a project that is much more liked or has come out since Infinity War and Endgame that they like, but I'm here to tell y'all X-Men 97 is currently washing all of Phase 4 and upcoming Phase 5 currently. What I liked about the show, first of all, Gambit was fine. I know there's people complaining about his look, and I'm just telling y'all, I like a man who's not afraid to show skin, and I thought his abs looked perfect. Y'all can be mad, but I thought it was perfect look for him, and I don't know, I like that he embodies his manliness on the show. I feel like, I don't know, it's just very, like, I think Gambit is hot, so also loved how they did Cyclops. I feel like the Foxman like movies just did Cyclops horrible. Like they made him look like a simp or like just somebody who wasn't like they never really showed him at his full capacity. And I feel like X Men '97 is finally really doing more justice to Cyclops because I feel like people forgot Cyclops is cool. He's badass. That's why he's the leader of the X Men. That's why Xavier had him leading stuff even when they were gone. Like come on. So it just I don't know. It was really good to see Cyclops in such a powerful light. And also, just to further continue on that, I love seeing Storm the way she was, them acknowledging that she was an Omega level mutant, and then being able to just show her at the strongest that she is in the series when Cyclops says, give him the forecast. Ugh, excellent sequence. I'm hoping, I know what happened at the end of episode 2, but I'm hoping that it's just a tease for Life Death and we get to see her fully powered again because, I love some Storm. To continue this on, Rogue and Gambit. Oh my gosh, I love the way they flirt. I have always been a fan of the Rogue and Gambit relationship. Yes, I know they be on and off sometimes, and they're married now, but they be on and off. And like the way their little like will they won't they's, just the like banter that they have with one another and the comfortability there. I really excited. I hope they make this more serious. I know there's a little bit of drama there. If you saw the end of was episode 2 between Rogue and Magneto, maybe she's trying to get back on her, old fling. But either way, it just I don't know. I'm super excited. I'm hoping there's something like a love triangle going on, maybe, or maybe he'll finally realize that, oh, this is the woman I want to be with because she's with someone else. Hey, listen, we've got a couple episodes left. You never know, but I do appreciate the whole Rogue and Gambit dynamic there going on. It's really nice to see. And to further continue on and talk about Magneto, because I mentioned him with the Rogue and Gambit thing, Magneto had like the best monologue ever this episode. I think there's so many things that he said that you can just really apply to real life and just like how like marginalized communities in general, what they go through. And just to see like his characterization in X-Men 97, I have to applaud the writers because I felt like when I was watching this, like, wow, like this is really deep. And this is supposed to be like a show for, like nerds obviously, but children. So I'm glad that they're putting these messages in this. I think especially in a time as so, divided and basically everything now. I think something like X-Men 97 is just super important to see, like, just the real life allegories of what's going on in the real world, but also just in a fictional sense. So I really like that. And I have also just really enjoyed. I think there's a common misconception among not X-Men fans, but just like locals and people who might not necessarily be in the comics that Xavier and Eric were not, or like Magneto and Professor X were not necessarily like the best of friends. I think I've always viewed their differences as more as a philosophical difference, and that they have very different ideals of how like mutants should exist in this world. And I mean, even it's kind of like explored in the way that Xavier leaves the will and everything basically to Eric, and that's why the X-Men have to behave the way they do now with Magneto, Eric. So I've always just viewed it as a philosophical difference, and so I love that they highlight that and just what Magneto was saying, that the X Men have done everything they can to keep this world together, and you guys still treat them in such horrible ways. And then him highlighting how they treated Storm, I just thought that was beautiful. And even to continue that, I love that Magneto, like regardless of what the mutant looks like or what they're doing, he always steps, or as we say, he's always on code for mutants. I've always I hope this isn't controversial, but I've always felt that Eric, Magneto, Magnus, whatever, I've always felt that he was correct. And just the way that he executed things wasn't necessarily like the best for the world, obviously, but I've always felt that his philosophical ideals about mutants, because humans are always going to be horrible and they're never going to fully accept the mutants for who they are, as much as the mutants and Xavier, unfortunately. Xavier ended up getting assassinated by a human despite being a peace bearer. And it's like, if you can assassinate someone who is one of the most peaceful people ever trying to bring about human and mutant coexistence, what does that mean for mutants in general? And so I've always felt that Magneto was correct. I think his approach was obviously a little crazy at times, but yeah, I really like that X Men '97 is kind of like highlighting that philosophical belief and difference between them, but then them still trying to progress and work together because, like Storm had said, they were once known as foes, but now they have to work together in Xavier's absence. So I really like that. And of course, ultimately, I am going to be looking forward to Life Death. I want to see Storm repowered. I also want to see Gambit and Rogue. I've told y'all they are my favorite superhero couple ever. I love them so much. I want to see them back together. They have been described as a one true pairing in the series too. So it's like, I don't know, let's get them back together. Also, again, I have to praise Magneto's just performance and just who he is as a character. I think that this is probably going to be one of my favorite all-time performances in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and just in Marvel in general. So I'm super excited to see Magneto, more Gambit, and Rogue, Storm, and yeah, thank God for them updating Cyclops' characterization. I always felt like the movies had done him horrible, and yeah. Also, at the end of episode 2 with Jean Grey, is that I don't want to spoil it if you're a comic reader, but if that's who I think it is, we are in for a treat. Lastly, it's also just super heartwarming that a new generation gets to experience this. There are little kids who are going to be watching X Men '97, and this might be their first discovery or inclination into the X Men, and they might finally get to watch, the movies and really start reading comics because X Men '97 is so just well done. I can't wait to see what other comic book storylines they have going on. They already have the episodic titles released, so you can already assume what comic stories and lines they're just going to go into, and I, for one, am looking forward to all of that. Let me know what your favorite parts of the X-Men '97 first 2 episodes were if you're going to be tuned in week to week, and I will see you guys next time in my nerdy pop cultural updates videos. Peace.